jump right into it. So as with everything within the xDome platform, I think visibility is the starting point for any security control. Before we can go apply anything, whether it's trying to patch devices or do the most advanced monitoring or security controls available, we need to know what we have. I need to know all the devices in my environment, and I need to know how they're configured and what they're doing. That is the same first step we need to take when we're talking about putting in restrictive firewall rules or access control lists or doing any of these advanced network controls. So from a starting point with xDome, the first thing it will do when it goes into any OT or IoT or XIoT environment is it's going to identify all of the devices that are communicating and what they're doing. So let's look at what that looks like. So if I come in and look, again, I'm running on a lab environment here that I have a number of different devices in. And the first thing I do when I install into the environment is I start identifying all the devices that we have, what they are, what they're doing, and starting to baseline their information so I know exactly their purpose in the environment. And if we're talking about things like applying restrictive firewall rules or something like that, this is very critical because different devices operate very differently within the OT environment. PLCs do a lot different types of communication than HMIs or engineering workstations. They need to communicate with very different devices, and they communicate on very different protocols and different ports and things like that. So I need this level of visibility to be able to start building out these roles. And again, here I have a short list of some of these devices that I've identified within my environment. And you can see some of the information that I've gathered here. So things like the IP address, MAC address of the device, what type of device it is, right? Whether it's PLC or remote IO or an engineering workstation, HMI, things like that. And some of the more detailed configuration, things like model number, serial number, firmware version. But this is only the starting point. Let's dig into one of these devices and look at some of the very detailed configuration information that we can get.